Angel. Girl, you're my angel. You're my darling. Angel Reese back up to her old bag of tricks.
So the Chicago Sky are an absolute, disaster right now. They're an absolute disaster.
We have commentators laughing at this.
Washington has done that incredibly well so far. Reese missed the first one, still with it blocked.
They realized that they were laughing and then quickly stopped themselves like, oh, I can't laugh. I'm live right now. I can't laugh. I'm live right now.
The basketball world is buzzing with controversy, and Angel Reese's $1 million Reebok partnership is facing the ultimate test as Chicago Sky crashes and burns around their supposed franchise star. While Reebok doubled down on their investment with a massive contract extension and signature shoe deal scheduled for 2026, the harsh reality on the court is telling a completely different story that has executives questioning if they bet on the wrong horse.
Angel Reese would have become the most popular player in the WNBA. Duh. Well, Casey, that's simply not possible.
Let's break down this disaster in real time. October 2024 seemed like Angel Reese was living in a fairy tale. Reebok announces a multi-year contract extension, making her only the second WNBA player in brand history to get a signature shoe deal.
Chicago Sky star Angel Reese has agreed to a multi-year endorsement contract extension with Reebok, with a signature shoe release in 2026. Reese set the rookie record for rebounds in a single season.
The press release reads like a love letter with Reebok praising her as the future of women's basketball. Angel tweets, "God is so good. Looks like I can afford my bills now," with laughing emojis like she just hit the lottery. Fast forward to 2025, and the nightmare begins. Chicago Sky starts the season with a pathetic 2-4 record, sitting 5th in the Eastern Conference, while their marquee player is putting up the most embarrassing numbers in professional basketball.
Believe it or not, as long as there's a hoop and I can somewhere to put my bag, I'm cool with hooping. Coming to Chicago, obviously other teams were interested in drafting me. I was like, I want to come to Chicago where we can build.
But wait, it gets worse. Her two-point shooting percentage has plummeted to 30.8%, which is 10% lower than last season. Think about that for a second. A professional basketball player who can't make basic shots inside the paint while getting paid millions by Reebok to represent their brand. The optics are terrible when your signature athlete is getting blocked 8 times in just the first few games, leading the entire league in getting her shots rejected.
For starters, think about how embarrassing that has to be for Angel Reese. Your team is so pathetic. Your team is such a flaming ass fire that opposing coaches are threatening to punish their players if they lose to you.
The Chicago Sky organization is in complete chaos, and Angel Reese is right at the center of the storm. The team has lost 8 straight games without her when she was injured, but here's the brutal truth. They're not much better with her on the court. Coach Tyler Marsh is making his dissatisfaction crystal clear, pointing out their obvious weaknesses while trying not to directly blame their supposed franchise cornerstone. The recent defeats are absolutely devastating and prove that Reebok backed the wrong horse.
Since last year, I have been telling you guys that Angel Reese is not an impact player. I was wrong. As it turns out, Angel Reese is an impact player. She has a major impact on losing.
Chicago Sky currently sits at 7 wins and 21 defeats, placing them in 12th spot in the standings, while Angel Reese watches her endorsement value crumble with every blowout loss. The season started with a 99-74 blowout loss to New York Liberty that gave Chicago the worst point differential, -60 through 2 games in WNBA history.
As expected, Angel Reese once again failed to step up in a big moment.
But here's where it gets humiliating for Reebok's investment. During that brutal Liberty loss, Angel Reese played 28 minutes and failed to make a single field goal. Picture this, your signature athlete goes 0 for everything while getting blown out on national television.
So lads, I just watched the Chicago Sky and New York Liberty game, and I kind of wish I didn't. This was horrendous. All around horrendous.
There was even a moment where she refused to take shots, showing the kind of mental breakdown that terrifies brand executives. The blowout losses keep piling up like a nightmare that won't end. Chicago Sky suffered 3 straight blowout losses to start the season, making Angel Reese the face of historic failure. Then they got demolished by New York Liberty again in an 85-66 beatdown where the Liberty led from start to finish.
And ironically, in a day where I think Caitlin Clark played one of the best games of her career, Angel Reese played the worst game of her career.
Reebok is paying millions to be associated with a player who can't even keep games competitive. The ultimate embarrassment happened when Chicago Sky got blown out by Indiana Fever without Caitlin Clark even playing. Think about that. Angel Reese couldn't beat a Fever team missing their superstar while she had a dramatic walk-on entrance that got mocked across social media. The contrast couldn't be more obvious. Caitlin Clark's absence is more impactful than Angel Reese's presence.
For the Indiana Fever, that is something I didn't think we were going to do it. I didn't think we were going to be able to win 5 games in a row.
Meanwhile, Reebok executives are probably having panic attacks watching their investment crumble in real time. They committed to a multi-year extension with signature shoe plans for 2026, but what exactly are they promoting? A player who's shooting worse than most high school JV players while her team falls apart around her. The Pretty Gritty shoe collection dropped in June 2025 for $120, but fans are asking what's so pretty about getting outplayed by rookie bench players. The psychological warfare is incredible. Angel Reese's own teammates are making uncomfortable admissions about the team's attitude and effort level. When your own locker room is questioning the culture and work ethic, that reflects directly on the player who's supposed to be the franchise centerpiece. Reebok didn't sign her to be part of a losing culture. They signed her to be a winner who represents excellence.
The Angel Reese signature shoe is an embarrassment. I have a real problem with creating a shoe for someone and not actually giving a crap about putting effort into actual design of the shoe.
Here's where it gets spicy. Reese suggested that her Chicago Sky teammates weren't supportive during her 2024 rookie season, basically throwing her own organization under the bus. She averaged 13.6 points and 13.1 rebounds for a Sky team that finished 13-27 and missed the playoffs entirely. Now, she's complaining about lack of support while shooting 30% from the field? That's not a support problem, that's a skill problem. The irony is absolutely delicious. Reebok thought they were getting the next face of women's basketball, someone who could rival Caitlin Clark's marketability and on-court dominance. Instead, they got a player whose field goal percentage makes Shaquille O'Neal's free throw shooting look elite. Clark is breaking attendance records and television ratings, while Reese is breaking records for most shots blocked and worst shooting efficiency. But here's the ultimate twist that has everyone talking. Angel Reese leads the entire WNBA with 7 technical fouls in just 22 games, putting her 1 technical foul away from an automatic suspension. Reebok is paying premium money for a signature athlete who might get banned from playing because she can't control her emotions on the court. What kind of brand image is that promoting? The business implications are staggering. Reebok committed to a signature shoe launch in 2026, but at this rate, what's the marketing campaign going to look like? Buy the Angel Reese ones, perfect for shooting 30% and getting suspended. The brand executives who approved this deal are probably updating their resumes right now because this partnership is becoming a public relations nightmare. Think about the contrast in brand value. Caitlin Clark is driving sold-out arenas, record television ratings, and massive social media engagement, while Angel Reese is driving her team into the basement of the standings.
Caitlin Clark will always be the most popular player in the WNBA.
Nike and Adidas executives are probably laughing at Reebok's boardroom meetings, knowing they dodged a major bullet by not getting into a bidding war for Reese. The Chicago Sky's struggles go way beyond just Angel Reese. But when you're the highest paid player with the biggest endorsement deals, the spotlight burns brightest on you. The team brought back veteran Courtney Vandersloot and added Ariel Atkins through free agency. But all that talent means nothing when your supposed franchise player is playing like she forgot how to shoot a basketball. Here's what makes this situation toxic for Reebok. They can't just cut ties without massive financial penalties, but continuing to promote a struggling player damages their brand credibility. Every game Angel Reese plays poorly becomes a reflection on Reebok's judgment and scouting ability. They're stuck in a contract with a player whose performance is actively hurting their brand value. The signature shoe announcement for 2026 is looking more and more like a mistake every game. By the time those shoes hit the market, Angel Reese might be known more for her technical fouls and poor shooting than for any basketball achievements. Reebok is essentially asking customers to buy shoes endorsed by someone who can't hit shots when it matters. The locker room chemistry issues are spreading like wildfire. When Angel Reese hints that her teammates weren't supportive, that creates division and resentment that affects everyone's performance. Reebok didn't sign up to be associated with a toxic team culture and finger-pointing leadership. They wanted a unifying presence who elevates everyone around her. Chicago Sky management is probably getting pressure from all directions. Their season is falling apart, their supposed franchise player is underperforming, and the team chemistry is poisonous. Meanwhile, they're watching other young stars like Caitlin Clark and Aja Wilson dominate the headlines with positive storylines, while their investment becomes a daily embarrassment. The technical foul situation is the cherry on top of this disaster Sunday. Angel Reese is literally one technical foul away from missing games due to suspension, which means Reebok's signature athlete might be banned from representing their brand on national television. Imagine the marketing meetings where executives have to explain why their premium investment can't stay on the court. But here's the ultimate question that's keeping Reebok executives awake at night. What happens if Angel Reese continues this downward spiral through 2026 when the signature shoes are supposed to launch? Do they proceed with marketing a shoe line endorsed by a player who shoots 30% and gets suspended regularly? Or do they eat the massive financial loss and find a way out of this deal?
The basketball gods are delivering poetic justice. While Caitlin Clark breaks rookie records and drives the league to new heights, Angel Reese struggles to make basic shots and keep her emotions in check. The contrast couldn't be more obvious. One player elevates everyone around her, while the other creates chaos and dysfunction. Here's the smoking gun that proves this partnership is doomed. ESPN openly stated that Reese has been underperforming, with her shooting percentage dropping from 39.1% last season to 31.3%. That's not a slump, that's a complete breakdown of fundamental basketball skills, while Reebok executives watch their investment go down in flames. The locker room chemistry is toxic beyond repair. Reports suggest that Chicago Sky teammates are done with Angel Reese after her Thursday night antics, where she refused to shoot and showed visible frustration with her own team. When your own teammates are fed up with your attitude during blowout losses, that reflects directly on the brand paying you millions. But wait, it gets worse for Reebok. Despite Angel Reese averaging 14.2 points and 12.6 rebounds this season, Chicago Sky still lands on the losing side of WNBA history because individual stats mean nothing when your team is getting embarrassed every night. Brands don't pay for empty statistics. They pay for winning and cultural impact. The injury situation adds insult to injury for this failed partnership. Angel Reese has missed 2 straight games recently, meaning Reebok's signature athlete isn't even available to represent their brand during crucial games. When you're paying premium money for someone who can't stay on the court, that's the definition of a bad investment. Will Angel Reese turn around her disastrous performance and save Reebok's investment, or will this become the cautionary tale that reminds brands to wait and see actual professional performance before handing out massive endorsement deals to unproven commodities?